Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'alul hazna idha shi'ta sahla. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. I welcome you all to the class of Durus al-Lugha al-Arabiya لغير ناطقين بها. Alhamdulillah, we are in the third part of Durus al-Lugha al-Arabiya of Ajwaf, and inshallah ta'ala today we are going to continue from that, inshallah ta'ala. So we are learning Ajwaf, and Ajwaf is simply the middle letter is an alif, and we learned two babs last time, qala, which is actually khawala, and ba, bab nasra, that is, and this is ba is by it's an ayn. Today we are going to learn bab sami'a. Nama is actually na we ma yanwamu, and because it's so difficult to pronounce, they change into nama yanamu, and this is what they changed it, nama yanamu to change it to sleep. So there are a few like this, and because it is not bab nasra, you give a kasra. There's hardly any changes. It's the same conjugation. It's the same conjugation, just kasras. I mean, we need not study as a separate bab also. The only problem will come in amr. In the amr, in ba yabi'u, it will be bi', sell. But here it will not be nim, it will be nam, right? It will be nam. So this is the only change which is in the amr. Rest all is the same as ba. The conjugation is totally same as bab daraba. Only in the amr it will change. Which verb is this? Fatha, yeah. It will take fatha, yes. That's the only change. It's the same as ba, only in the amr, in the command form, it will be fatha, khalas. Nam, nama, namu. Instead of bi'a, bi'a, bi'u, it will be nam, nama, namu. All right. Okay, so let's begin with the same conjugation. Hamidun nama, Hamid slept. Al-awladu namu, the boys slept. Aminatu namat, Amina slept. Al-banatu nimna, kasra, because it's bab samia. The girls slept. Al-banatu nimna, the girls slept. Anta nimta, you slept. Antum nimtum, you all slept. Antunna, anti nimti, you feminine slept. Antunna nimtunna, you all slept, feminine. Ana nimtu, nahnu nimna. I slept, we slept. Nahnu nimna. It's the same thing, yeah. It's the same thing. Nothing changes here. So let's try khafa. Khafa, right? Khafa. The conjugation. Yes, past conjugation, yes. Khafa. Khafu, naam. Khafa, khafu. Khafat, naam, khafat. Very easy. Khafat, khafata. Then after that it's the same. Khafata and khifna, khalas. Khifna. After that is the same. Khifta, khiftuma, khiftum, khifti, khiftuma, khiftunna, khiftu, khifna. I feared. Khiftu. I had khawf. I had fear. Then kada also same. The kada, kadu, kadat, kadata. Kidna, kitta, kittuma, kittum, kitti, kittuma, kittunna, kittu, kitna. I was about to. Kittu amut. I was about to die, kind of. Yeah. Kada is means I was about to do something. Read the following. He is giving us some examples for nama. Okay. Of khafa is to fear. Of which verb is this? Khada. Of what? Khafa is to forget. Is to fear. Fear. No. Naam khafa. Naam fear. Okay. Khawf. Urdu in Hindi. Urdu also is used. Khawf. Naam. Nama akhi fi sa'atil ashirati. My brother slept at 10 o'clock. And in 10 o'clock, we don't say, we say at 10 o'clock in English. So, وَأَنَا نِمْتُ بَعْدَهُ بِقَلِيلٍ. And I slept after him بِقَلِيلٍ, yani after a short while. Qalil is little. And it could mean a short while or, right, after less time. بِقَلِيلٍ. Yani after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever I slept. So, nama is there and nimtu is there. Mata nimtunna al-barihata ya akhwati. When did you sleep? Last night, oh my sisters. Nimtunna. When you're speaking to feminine sisters. So nimtunna. When did you sleep last night, oh my sisters? Nimna ba'da muntasafil layli. We slept after, muntasaf is half of the night. So after midnight. Intasafa yantasifu from 7, that is. So muntasaf. We slept after midnight. Now, خفت البرد فلم أخرج من البيت اليوم. I feared the cold. So falam is, you could say, so I did not go out from the house today. خفت البرد فلم أخرج من البيت اليوم. Bard is the cold. Barid, right? Cold. لما سمعت هذا الخبر كدت أبكي. Lamma, there are two types of lamma, okay, by the way. One lamma means not yet. The other lamma means when. And it comes with fi'l madi or mudari also is fine, I guess. Lamma sami'tu, hiniya is called lamma. Another is lamma af'al. It will come with fi'l mudari. Right? Fi'l madi one is means when. Right? Indama is also used with fi'l mudari generally, when. Iza also means when, but it is for the future. Iza. Lamma sami'tu hadha al-khabara. When I heard this news, kittu, I was about to cry. Baka yabki. We'll learn inshallah. This is Naaqis. Baka yabki, like masha yamshi. To cry. Adaftaruka haza. Is this your notebook? Dhanantuhu. Dhanna yadhunnu. Dhanantuhu, I thought. Zanna. We'll learn this. This is called ajwaf, muda'af, double letters. Hajja yahujju type. This is noon is double. So dhanantuhu. This is the file and this is the object. I thought it is my notebook. Wakittu aktubu alayhi ismi. And I was about to write my name on it. On it, my name. Is this your notebook? Dhanantuhu daftari. I thought it's mine. Wakittu aktubu alayhi ismi. And I was about to write on it my name. Anamat al-banatu. Did the girls slept? And namat singular is used, right? Because this is the file, right? And we learned a rule that we have to use a singular because we cannot say nimna al-banat, because noon is the file of nimna and banatu is again the file. We cannot have two files. Anamatil banatu. We'll use a singular form. If it is jumla fi'li, a verbal sentence, and even if the file is plural, we'll use the singular form. Did the girls sleep? Naam, nimna qabla qalil. Yes, they all slept a while ago. Qabla qalilin. Nimtul bar. Next one. Nimtul barihata mubakkiran. I slept last night early. I slept early last night. I think it's fine. Bariha is last night. Nimtu. See, all nama. Very rare. Only one verb is using for nama. And khafa and kada. 3 verbs. Okay, he's giving, but there might be some others also. But anytime you see alif in between, you have to find out, is it khala yaqulu, which is the most common? Is it ba yabi'u or is it nama yanamu? 3 S's, yeah. Say, sell or sleep. But then we have mudare like yesterday. Hamidun yanamu. Al-awladu yanamu. Here no change. Hamidun yanamu. Hamid sleeps. Al-awladu yanamun, and the boys sleep. Aminatu tanamu, Amina sleeps. Al-banatu yanamna, the girls sleep. Anta tanamu, you sleep. Antum tanamuna, you all sleep. Tanamu tanamuna. Anti tanamina, you sleep, feminine. Antunna tanamna, you all feminine sleep. Ana anamu, I sleep. Nahnu nanamu, we sleep. So yakhafu and yasha'u also okay. Sha is also this verb. Sha, although it looks weird, Sha is actually with a ya. With a ya. But it's the same verb. Shayya, yashiyau. It was actually, which got converted into alif. So whatever it is, Sha, yasha'u, like you can do yasha'u, yasha'una, tasha'u. You can do the dual also. Yasha'u, yasha'ani, yasha'una, tasha'u, tasha'ani, yasha'na. Tasha'u, tasha'ani, tasha'una, tasha'ina, tasha'ani, tasha'na, asha'u, nasha'u. Or you can do yakhafu also. Yakhafu, yakhafani, yakhafuna, takhafu, takhafani, yakhafna, takhafu, takhafani, takhafuna, takhafina, takhafuna, takhafina, takhafani, takhafna, akhafu, nakhafu. Naam, I fear, we fear. No change at all. I mean, nothing to learn here. I mean, it's the same. You don't drop anything except yakhafna, takhafna. Maybe you drop the waw, the alifs there, but everything else is the same. Alhamdulillah. He's giving 7 examples for that. Akhi saghiru yanamu muwakkir. My small brother sleeps early. Amma ana. As for me, amma requires a fa. As for me, I sleep ba'da muntasab. We don't really translate. As for me, I sleep after midnight. Okay. Right? I sleep after midnight. Mata tanamina ya Khadijatu. When do you sleep, oh Khadija? Tanamina. Generally. Anamu fi sa'ati al-ashirati wal nisfi. I sleep at 10 o'clock and half. So 10:30. 10:30. Tanamina, right? You're speaking to Khadija. Instead of tanamu, you have to say tanamina. Third one. Atanamuna ba'da al-ghada'i ya ikhwanu. Do you sleep after lunch, oh brothers? Naam, nanamu limuddatin nisfi sa'atin. Yes, we sleep. Noon came, right? We sleep for muddat is for the duration of half an hour. Nisfi sa'atin. Next one. Ala takhafullaha ya rajul. Don't you fear Allah, O man? Right? Don't you fear Allah, O man? So this is a negative question, and we learned in lesson 4 or 5. Right? We use bala. Of course, I fear him. I fear Allah. Yes, bala. Of course, I fear him. Negative question. Don't you fear Allah? قال الطالب الجديد للمدرس. The new student said to the principal, see, قال يقول. Anytime now we keep seeing قال, right? نعم, بال يبول, and so on. أين أجلس يا أستاذ? Where should I sit, oh Ustad, oh teacher? قال له المدرس. The teacher said to him, اجلس حيث تشاء. حيث is wherever. حيث is wherever. Wherever you wish. حيث تشاء. حيث ma is also used, wherever. It's the same thing. حيث. Like there's a hadith also. اتق الله حيث ما كنت. Fear Allah wherever you are. حيث ما كنت. Kunta is wherever you were past tense, but it means you are. حيث ما تكون. حيث ما كنت. اتق الله. Wherever you are, in the school, in the college, or wherever, in the house, you should fear Allah. We should fear. الجديد للمدرس أين أجلس? Where should I sit? Sit wherever you want. حيث. That is also mabni. حيث is mabni. So that's why it has a dhamma, because we learned that the zuruf should have a fatha. Fatha, right? Tahta, qabla, amama. But there are some like haythu, which is fixed. Amsi, yesterday, they are fixed. Okay, haysa, it's not haysa, it's haythu. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, لله ملك السماوات والأرض. To Allah belongs, lillahi jar majrur, shibu jumla khabar, mulku samawati wal. This is the mubtada. The kingdom of the heavens and the earth. This is mudaf nafli ma'tuf alayhi atf, and this is ma'tuf. Yakhluqu ma yasha'u. He creates whatever he wishes, whatever he wills. Yasha'u. Yasha'u. Yakhluqu. Khalaqa yakhluqu. Huwa, next last one. Huwa yakhafuni. He fears me. Huwa yakhafuni. See? Yakhafu. Khafa yakhafu. This is known of protection, and this is the object. He fears me. Huwa yakhafuni. Maf'ulun bihi. All right. This is what it is. Next we have, this is a little tricky. Right? Ta'ammal mali. Ponder on the following. Yanamu, you drop the alif, so it becomes lam yanam. Because you give this a sukoon, you give this a sukoon, and this also has sukoon, so you drop the alif. So it becomes lam yanam. La yaltaqi sakinani. Two sukoons do not come. Tanamu, nam, and then nam. It is different from ba' in this situation. It was bi' there. So it becomes, here it is nam with a fatha. Sleep. Tanamu, la tanam, again sukoon, because la tafal, right? You have to give a sukoon. This sukoon, and then you chop the alif. La tanam, don't sleep. La tanam. So this we have to get used to, because even when I learned the first time, it was really weird. Nam, la tanam, right? Okay. Iqra ma'ali, read the following. Nama zumulai walam anam. See? It sounds so funny. My friend slept and I did not sleep. Walam anam. Because with lam it's rhymes, right? And my friend slept but I did not sleep. Past tense, huh? Because lam takes the meaning into the past tense. I did not sleep in the past. La tanam fil fasli ya Ahmad. Don't sleep in the class, oh Ahmad. See, tanam. Because it was tanamu, then you give a sukoon, then alif, la tanam, then drop the alif, la tanam. Don't sleep in the class, ya Ahmad. La tanam. Khaf rabbaka. See, khaf. Many people read it as khif rabbaka, thinking it is ba yabi'u. No, it is khaf. Fear your Lord. Khaf rabbak ya rajul. Fear your Lord, oh man. Khaf rabb, ittaqillah. Kind of. Khaf rabbak. Fear your Lord. Nam. Khaf. Khafa yakhafu is khabifa yakhwafu. You should remember that. It's not khif. La takhaf. Don't fear. Sayakunu limtihanu sahlan. Don't fear. The exam will be. Sayakunu means in the future. Will be easy. Sayakunu. Will be. Because of this scene, it will be easy, inshallah. This is the khabar of sayakunu. And this is the ism, like kana, right? Kana, yakunu will also make it mansub. Will be future. Kana, he was. Yakunu, he is or he will be. But the exam will be ismu yakunu and sahlan khabar mansub. Ya Usmanu, anta na'asanu. Uthman, you are drowsy. Na'asan is drowsy. You are sleepy. Alam tanam billayl, didn't you sleep in the night? Right? At night, didn't you? Right? Past tense. Alam tanam. Right? Didn't you sleep at night? Bala, of course. Nimtu. Right? Nimtu. Yes, I slept. But how much I slept? Walakin nimtu sa'atan faqat. But I slept 1 hour. 1 hour only. Walakin nimtu sa'atan faqat. I slept 1 hour only. Okay. Help me with this exercise. Yeah, very interesting exercise. Because we understand everything here. Huh? Put the vowel, vocalize the following verbs. So tell me the first one. We'll do all of them, yeah? Tell me the first one. What is it? Very easy if you understand, yeah? Inshallah. We should read these words. It's proper Fatha Dhamma Kasars. From here. This one. Qaf and lam. Qul, naam. Next one. This is qul. Yes. Next one. Bi'. Correct. Next. No, it's not zir. It's zur. Zara, yazuru, zur. Naam. Next. Visit. Zuq. Yes, zuq. Zuq. And zuq, khaf. This is not khif, okay? Khaf. This is very confusing. Even I used to get confused for this. It's not khif, it's khaf. Khaf rabbak. Fear your Lord. Qum. Naam, qum, stand. Zuq is taste. Fear. Stand. This. No nim. Yeah. Common mistake. This is nam. Nam. Sleep. Right? Sleep. Yeah, we read it. Nam. Sum. Yeah, fast. Next one. Sum gadan, inshallah. Fast tomorrow, inshallah. Next one. Sir. Yeah, sir is, yeah, travel. Sir. It comes in the Quran. Qul siru fil ard. Plural, right? Siru. Travel in the land. And see what had happened. Kun. Yeah, kun. Kun fayakun. Kun fayakunu. Allah says, be, and it is. Be. Right? And there's Abu Darda radiallahu anhu also says, kun aliman aw muta'alliman. Right? Be a scholar, or the one who seeks knowledge, or the one who sits with the scholars, or, or at least be the one who loves the scholars. Wala takun al-khamisa, something like that. And don't be the fifth one, or else you'll be destroyed. Right? I mean, seek knowledge, keep seeking knowledge. If you cannot become a scholar, become a seeker of knowledge. If you cannot become a seeker of knowledge, at least sit with the scholars. And if you cannot be able to sit with them, then at least love them. Right? If you cannot even do that, then you'll be destroyed, because knowledge is so essential. So that's it. This is what ajwaf is. Qala yaqulu au, it says. That is bab nasara. Alif and waw. Anta khulta ana qultu al amru khul. Right? Anta khulta ana qultu al amru khul. Next we have ba'a yabi'u. That is daraba. Anta bi'ta ana bi'tu al amru bi'. Nama yanamu. Alif alif. Anta. This is also kasra, by the way. But in the amr it will become nam. See, this is the only change. This nama is similar to ba'a, only this is the change. Right? So we need not learn three actually, because the conjugation of this and this is totally same in Madi and Mudare. The only change is here, Fatha. And so basically there are only two except this nam thing. Right? Because this and this. Right? Two conjugations, if you memorize, ajwaf is done. This is the third one, which is just for the sake. Very few verbs anyways. Nama ya namu. But anyways, we've done, alhamdulillah, we've done properly all the ajwaf. So I hope it will be easy now, inshallah, ajwaf. We have some new words. Kamilun, complete. Milhun, salt. Adas, lentils. Qitarun, train. Muntasaful layl, midnight. Ghalaba yaghlibu, to overcome. Ghalaba yaghlibu. Sudaun, headache. Zaytun is oil. Baqalun, grocer. Bukharun, steam. Haythu, wherever. Kadaba yakzibu, to lie. This is bab daraba. Mashghulun, busy. Jubnun is cheese. Jubnun is cheese, yeah. Jubnun is cheese. Baidatun is egg and eggs. Baidun. Fakihaniyun, fruit seller. Yambaghi, appropriate. Zul qa'dati, the month. Daqiqun is minute. Daqiqatun, this is daqiqun is flour. Ghabatun, jungle. Ghadaun, tomorrow. La yambaghi, not, it is not appropriate. Nam, mu'atal, ayn, or ajwaf verbs. We are done with this. We have all these things you can see, inshallah. This is what it is, ajwaf. Qul sir nam. Qul sir nam. Three amrs. Qul sir nam. Yeah. Wallahi laqad kittu amut, by Allah I almost died. After a qasam, the madi should be emphasized with laqad. And this we'll learn in book 3 also, inshallah. If you have an affirmative, that is a positive sentence, you should have laqad all the time. And sometimes you can delete wallahi also. Laqad in itself means that I'm promising, only for a positive sentence. If it is negative, then we don't do, right? Like for example, wallahi laqad ra'aytuhu fi suqi. Wallahi will not translate laqad so much. By Allah, I saw him in the market, just for giving more stress. Wallahi laqad sami'tu hadha al-khabara min kathirin min an-nas. By Allah, I heard this news from many people. Laqad is added in positive sentence. But for negative, we don't. Wallahi ma akaltu shay'an. By Allah, I ate nothing. I did not eat anything. Wallahi ma katabtu hadha. Wallahi. By Allah, I did not write anything. And this wow is harfu jar. which we learned, right? Bao, tao, kaf, lam, wow. This wow is the qasam wow. It gives kasra, not the atf wow. So wow is this is the second type of wow we are learning. Zanantuhu daftari. Laqad khalaqna al-insana. Yes, that is actually wallahi. It's assumed. That's a qasam. Zanna takes two objects. Right? Zanna takes two objects. I think that he is something. I think that it was my notebook. The verb zanna takes two objects and both are mansub. Like adhunnul jawwa jamilan. I think that the weather is fine. See, jawwa mafulun bi awwal, jamilan mafulun bi thanin. Adhunnul baba mughlaqan. Two objects it takes. I think that the door is closed. Adhunnul imtihana ba'idan. I think that the exam is far. Adhunnuka tabiban. I think so. Ka is the first and so. We can use anna also, and then you take one object. Adhunnu anna al-jawwa jamilun. So this anna al-jawwa becomes the first object, and jamilun remains the same. I think that the weather is beautiful. So with using anna, without using anna, he brings it in haythu. Haythu means wherever you wish. Yaji'u, we learn that the hamza is written on the ya itself. Shafakallahu shifan kamila, may Allah grant you complete health. La yambaghi, it is not proper. It's not appropriate. La yambaghi. Mata comes in two groups. So mata, what is mata special is, mata could be mata yamatu, like nama yanamu. Both are fine. And so mata matu, you give a kasra. Mittu, I died. Or you can say like mata yamutu. Mouth. Mautun. It can be like qala. Muttu, mittu. Both are fine. Muttu, mutna. We died. Muttu. I mean, I died. Muttu. Or mittu. Both are used in the Quran. In Quran, mittu occurs 9 times. Mittu with kasra. That is nama yanamu bab. It comes 9 times. And muttu comes twice. So if you see muttu sometimes, you can see mittu sometimes. Don't get confused. Why is mittu here and muttu there? No. Mata yamutu or mata yamatu. It could be either, because some tribes said it as muttu, some tribes said it as mittu. You have different tribes, right? So that's why the same thing, it comes. So totally 11 times it comes in the Quran, this verb, I died. So sometimes it's mittu and sometimes muttu. Both are fine. Right? A person might reading, how is it possible? It is possible, right? Now, so some verbs, and there are various verbs like this we'll not learn actually. When we learn, when you keep reading stuff, you get to know that some verbs come in both fine, both like it comes in bab nasara, also in daraba. Both are fine. Okay, similarly, this comes in bab nasara and also in samia. Nama yanamu and qala yaqalu. But in mudare, only yamutu comes in the Quran. So madi, mittu and muttu, but we don't get yamatu. Yamatu. Only yamutu comes in the Quran. Okay. Anyways. Qala yaqulu, to say, to tell, vocabs. Kana yakunu, to be. Zara yazuru, to visit. Qama yakum. Ala ayu. Nasara. To get up. Qama yakum. Zaka yazuku, to taste. Tafa yatufu, to go round. Sara yasiru, to walk. This is AI now. To walk. Kala yakilu, to measure. It's not to weigh. I was telling weigh. It's kala is to measure. Kala yakilu, to measure. Wazana yazinu is to weigh. Khafa yakhafu, to fear. This is again nama. Okay. Iya bab. Zala yazalu, iya again, to cease, to stop. Kazaba yaksibu, to tell a lie. Asadun usudun, lion. Plural is usud. Ghadaun, lunch. Kamilun, complete. Milhun, sal. See, so many vocabs. Khitarun, train. Ghabatun, jungle. Daqiqun, flower or floor, whatever. Sama yasumu, to fast. Dara yadudu, to turn. Dara yaduru. Taba yatubu, to repent. Bala yabulu, to urinate. Ja'a yaji'u, to come. Ba'a yabi'u, to sell. Asha ya'ushu, to live. Nama yanamu, to sleep. See all those verbs here. Au means nasara. Ai means daraba. That is the ba'a yabi'u type. And nama yanamu is the samya, to sleep. Kada yakadu, about to do something. Ghalaba yaghlibu, to overcome. La yazalu yadrusu, He's still studying. Zala yazalu, right? He's still studying. Adasun, lentils, the dal, dal, you get dals, right? Dals, pulses. Bukharun, steam. Mashghulun, busy. Jubnatun, cheese. I said jubnun, yeah, I said cheese, yeah. Baidatun, egg, baidun. Fakihaniyun, fruit salad. Fruit salad. This is what, inshallah, was ajwa. Now what we'll do is, inshallah, we'll try to understand Naaqis. Right? Again, there are three important babs in Naaqis, but there's a fourth one also. The fourth one is just a mixture of the one and two. Like Nama was a mixture of this and this. It was actually same as Ba, but only the Fatha came. Similarly, but here the one is different. One Madi, it copies from something. Naha Yanha Bab it is to prohibit. Right? That is what it is. So let's begin. Naaqis introduction. We'll just do the introduction today, inshallah. We'll read the lesson next class and try to understand next week again. All these babs. There's so many changes here in this thing. Where's that file? Oh, here. Okay. Nama Yanamu. So we learned three babs, right? Qala Yaqulu is done, Ba'a Yabi'u is done, and Nama Yanamu is done. The first bab, Bab Nasara. It is Da'a Yad'u, to call. This is the Da'a Yad'u. Da'a Yad'u. Now what is Naaqis? There are two types of Naaqis, by the way, you should remember. One Naaqis is Kana and his sister. That is called Naaqis means incomplete, deficient. Why is it called Naaqis, Kana and his sisters? It's incomplete in meaning. So that's why Naaqis verbs, those are other verbs, incomplete verbs. This Naaqis deficient verbs, weak verbs, and the ending is changed. Ending is weak. The endings now. We did the starting Mithal. Mithal, we learned two babs, right? Wa'ada ya'idu bab. Daraba is hitting bab is more important in Mithal. And there's another bab also, Wada'a yada'u bab fataha. Okay, very rare, but only one bab is very important. Most of the, if you see a wow, you can 90% of the time give a kasra to the ayn kalima, right? Walaja yaliju, to enter, and so on. We learned ajwaf. Three babs are important. Actually, two. Mostly nama is very rare. But anyways, we'll do three. Qala yaqulu bab, ba yabi'u bab, and nama yanimu. Nama yanamu, right? Nama yanamu bab. The three S's, right? Ajwaf S. Three S's. To say, to sell, to sleep, right? Sleep. Now we have four. Actually, three are important here. But the fourth one is just a copy of, is a mixture of two. Is the mixture of two, right? So it's Da'a Yad'u bab, Baka Yabki, or I usually say Masha Yamshi. Anyways, it's the same. Baka Yabki, to cry. And then Naha Yanha, to prohibit. This is the mixture bab. Mixture bab. And we have Nasiya Yansa, the hardest of the all. This is the forgetting. Is the hardest of the all because there are a lot of confusing stuff here. Nasiya Yansa. This is bab Samia. So we have Samia. This is Fataha. So we have Fataha also now. We have it. We had it in Mithal, Fataha, Wada'a Yada'u. We didn't have it in Ajwaf at all because Nama Yanamu is not actually Fataha. No, it is Samia. Samia to Fataha. Okay. Naha Yanha. And this is Naha Yanha. This is Bab Daraba. And this thing. So notice we write an alif here. Da'a Yad'u. But for others we don't. Baka Yabki is a ya. It's an alif maqsura. Baka Yabki. And then Naha is also an alif maqsura. And Nasiya is also ya, kriya ya. So anytime you see an alif at the end of the verb, khalas, it's Bab Samia, Bab Nasara, Bab Nasara. Da'a Yadu. And it's a wawi. It's a wow. Da'a Yadu. So if you see an alif at the end, blindly you can say that it is Nasara. Right? Blindly. Da'a Yad'u. Okay. So let's try the conjugation and see the Madi. Now in the what do you call conjugation, remember always that if it is a fatha, you should love the fatha. Leave it like that. Okay, don't change the fathas. Leave it like that. Okay, but if it is a kasra, then you should change it many times. We'll learn when. Fatha, be calm about it, leave it and read it like as it is. Why am I saying that? It will come, inshallah. Okay. If it is a fatha, leave it, please. Don't do anything to fathas. Fathas are cool guys. The problem, the enmity is between kasra and dhammas. They always fight with each other. Okay. Fathas are cool guys. They're like, they'll go with anything. We can say aw, we can say I. They're like, fine, we don't care. But dhammas, they don't like kasras. We cannot say you, view, tu. No. Change it to dhammas. Or you cannot say ui, bui, tui. So what they do, they change it to kasras. Okay. So dhamma with a ya and kasra with a waw, not possible. Okay, remember this. We won't see it in here, but in the next bar we'll see it. So let's begin the conjugation. So da. What was da actually? Number one. Da was, here it is. Da was actually da'wa. It's a wow actually. And we learned a rule. If it is waw mutaharrik and the previous letter has a fatha, change it into an alif. So we change it into an alif. Da. Okay. Da. This is fine. Okay. Da. When it comes to dual, always remember the duals force the weak letter to come back. Because what happened was, now they wanted to make this dual. And we know that duals, again, it has an alif. So it was like da, double alif we cannot put, right? So what they did was, fine, we'll bring the weak letter back again. And the weak letter came back again. So it became dawa, the wow came back. See, da, because it's actually dawa plus alif, right? So dawa. So remember, in duals, the weak letter comes back. Da, you cannot do that because it's already da. You cannot add another alif. You can't do that. So the weak letter comes back, and it comes back in all of them. Baka, bakaya, masha, mashaya, nasiya, nasiya. It comes back. Nasiya is anyways nasiya. There's nothing to come back there, but nasiya, we don't drop anything. So nasiya, it's the same thing. So da, dawa. This is the second conjugation. Third conjugation, daw. What happened here? Where did the waw drop? So there were two waws coming. Dawa plus waw, right? And it's a fatha. So there's a dhamma here. There's a dhamma here, and this dhamma, this waw here, this waw forces the waw. It became, because it should be fa'alu. You see? It was what? Fa'alu, fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. So this should get a dhamma. Dawu, but so difficult to say. So what they did was, they dropped the waw. So it became daw. You see? So it was actually the conjugation of dawa, dawu, fa'ala, fa'alu, dawa, dawu. So what they did was dawa, daw with a fatha. This is the very confusing change, because we'll come to the following in the one like nasiya, for example. Here it will not be nasau, it'll be dhamma. Okay, will come. So this is the fathas and the dhammas is the problem, right? Fathas and the dhammas, when to give fatha, when to give not. People keep forgetting all the time. Don't worry. I always say, don't try to master the Naaqis conjugation. You can do it, inshallah, but it is tricky all the time. You have to play with this dhamma and fatha all the time. Right? And if you get it wrong, don't worry about it. Just try to understand the meanings of this Naaqis. So daw, right? 3 conjugations are done. Fatha, leave it like that. So we left it like that, right? Ain kalima daw. It was actually dawu, and then you drop woo. They dropped it, so it became daw. Then we have dat. How did dat come? So we have da, right? So 2 sukuns. They could have actually done dawat also, and we actually have dawat, right? But that is something else. That is da'watun. Da'watun, this is the masdar of it. So it was getting confused. So what they did was, they took the alif one, 2 sukuns were coming. So drop the alif, that. So da, dawa, daw, that. After that, it's easy. Alhamdulillah, no more changes. Data. Now there's a change, yeah. Data, there's one more change. It is dauna. How did this happen? This you gave an alif, fine. Dauna, what happened? You brought the wow back again. You brought the wow back again. Remember, we are talking about Bab Nasara. Bab Nasara. So, da, dawa, da'u, that's, data. Quick one. Da'u, da'una, da'uta, da'utuma, da'utum, da'uti, da'utuma, da'utunna, da'utu, da'una. That's it. This is Madi. So the first four are the tricky ones, generally speaking. See, da, da'wa, okay, a little bit. Da'u is the most tricky one in my view, because we'll learn that so many changes in the future. And that's, after that, da'una. Da'una, how did it happen? Da'una, you just, any other example? We'll see. Da, any other example? Da, yad'u. Tala yatlu, tala yatlu, tala, talawa, talau, talat, talata, talauna, talota, talautuma, talautum, talauti, talautuma, talautunna, talautu, talauna. Right? Is it tala yatlu? Is it and talaitu or talautu is correct? Yes, it's to recite. Tilawat, tilawa, yatlu. Tala yatlu. Any verb which has an alif at the end, generally speaking, yeah. And what else? We'll find any famous example. famous. I'm not remembering as of now. We'll see, inshallah. It comes in the lesson. He'll bring so many of them. I think, yeah. He'll bring one or two famous. Rama Yadmi. Rama is to throw, but that is something. Daraba. I'm not getting wow. Trying to imagine a verb with an alif at the end. I'm not remembering. Okay. Now, then we have yad'u. Yad'u is da'a yad'u. Yad'u, what changes will come? Yad'u, it was yaf'ulu. Because nasara yansuru, fa'ala yaf'ulu. So yad'u, you drop in and read it yad'u. The dhamma on the lam kalima is dropped. Yad'u, again in the dual, the waw will come back. Yad'uwani. Yad'u, yad'uwani, yad'una. How did this happen? Where did the waw go again? Again, two waws are coming. Yad'uwuna, yad'uwuna. Because it already has a waw, so you left it like that. Yad'una. Okay. Yad'u, yad'uwani, yad'una. Then tad'u, tad'uwani, yad'una. So this yad'una here, this is same as this yad'una. But the problem is, here the waw is the file. Here this waw is actually the part of the verb. Fa kalima, ain kalima, lam kalima. This now noon is the file. Although they look the same, but the files are different there. So for feminine plural, the verb is ready, you just add a noon. Biryani is ready, you put the garnishing on it. But here actually the lam kalima is dropped. I hope you're understanding. See, here it was actually yad'uwuna. You drop the waw, the lam kalima is gone. But here the biryani is ready. You just add the noon, khalas. Noon is the file, you add khalas. Nothing else to do. So this is the difference. Although they look the same. Similarly here, this also, the biryani is ready here. But here it's not ready. You're dropping the something in the biryani, yeah. Why does mudare have a waw? Which waw? This mudare, waw. This is the part of the verb, right? The mudare opens up. We can see the weak verb, weak letter. It's the waw. It is the lam kalim. It's the part of the verb. Dal, ain, and waw. Because we are learning wawi, right? This alif is actually waw. Yeah, it's a part of a letter. Like fa'ala, lam is a part of fa'ala, fa'ain and lam, dal, ain, and waw. These are the three letters. Does it have a sukoon here? No. Yad'u was, yeah, here it has a sukoon, but it was actually yaf'ulu with a dhamma. But for reading purposes, they made it easier. Yad'u. It has a sukun here. Yes, correct. Yad'u. If nothing is there, it's assumed that it has a sukun. Right? Like the alif, if you write alif, it's assumed that it has a sukun. Right? Absence of a vowel means sukun. All right. So yad'u, yad'uani, then tad'u, tad'uani, tad'una, then again tad'ina. This is again a big problem. 7, 8, 9. Why? You want to say ina also, and you want to put the waw also. So what happens? The waw runs away. See? Tad'u plus ya plus noon. Oh, waw and ya are coming together. They are the enemies. So waw is dropped. And again, after dropping the waw, what happened was you have a dhamma, ina. And again, dhamma also hits ya. Right? Dhamma hits ya. So ya forces the previous letter to get a kasra. Tad'ina became tad'ina. So this is like little change here. Tad'ina. Then tad'uani, tad'una, ad'u, nad'u. I call, we call. So mudari also has 3 changes. In the madi 4 changes. I'm actually 5 changes. The waw comes back, da'una. And the mudari 3 changes. Then we have majzum. Mansub is easy. You just drop the noons and give a fatha. But majzum, always remember for the majzum, because the weak letter is the last letter, the majzum is what? Dropping the last letter. Khalas. So what is majzum? No sukuns here. You drop the last letter because, see, you gave a sukun to the waw, yad'u. Majzum means what? Give a sukun to the last letter, right? But here, waw has a sukun, you drop it. Yad'u. Lam comes, lam yad'u. So it is called majzum bi hasfi harfi illa. Lam yad'u. Yes. Without a waw. So all of them are like that. You drop the weak letters. This is unique only to Naaqis. Right? They run away whenever lam comes or whatever. Drop the waw or the alif or whatever it is. For all of them, all the 4 babs. All the 4 babs, it is the same. Now, tad'u. Same thing, yeah? Tad'uwa. Here also what? It was yad'uwani. You drop the noons. Not drop the noons are same thing. So here everything drops. 5 in your pocket also drops, and the noon drop also happens. Okay. So this is ad'u also. It was actually ad'u. See, like this with a waw, and you drop the waws here. And then ud'u, 9th one, you chop. Here chopping is what? Again chopping the weak letter. Because last, right, they'll run away all the time. So tad'u, chop this also. Because you gave a sukun to this, and so it dropped off totally. And then du, you cannot read this, you have to bring a hamzatul was, ud'u. It comes in the Quran, ud'u ila rabbik. Call towards your Lord. Do dua. Ud'u. Ud'u rabbak. Call your Lord. Ud'u. Ud'uwa. Ud'u. Ud'ui. Ud'uwa. Ud'una. This is one bab which we've done till now. Da yad'u. Same thing happens. Little changes here. So let's do the conjugation again, right? Madi and mudawir. Okay, let's try to remember. Da'a, fine. So double, you bring it back. Da'awa, and then da'wuna, it became da'una. So da'a, da'awa, da'una. Okay, once you memorize this, it becomes part. You need not even think about it, right? Da'a, da'awa, da'una. Sorry, yeah, sorry. Why am I telling noon? Da, da'wa, da'u. Da'u. That's da'ta. Da'una. Here da'una should come. Then da'uta, da'utuma, da'utum, da'uti, da'utuma, da'utunna, da'utu, da'una. Right? Done. Yad'u, yad'uwani, yad'una. This is easy. Mudari is little easier because it's the same. Taduna. There's nothing here. Tad'u, tad'uani, yad'una. Tad'u, tad'uani, tad'una, tad'ina, tad'uani, tad'una, ad'u, nad'u. Even this is ud'u, du'a, du'u, du'i, ud'uwa, ud'una. This is also same. I mean, only change. The madi is little tricky. Only the madi. Okay, this is what is one bab. Let's go to the baka yabki or masha yamshi, which I like to call, because baka is too difficult to say. It's to cry. Baka yabki is to cry. Da'a yadu is to do dua. Dua. Da'a yadu dua. Baka yabki, buka is to cry. Or masha yamshi, mashyun. Bab daraba. So that was bab nasara. Let's see if something is changing here. Because here the weak letter is not a ya, it's not a wow, it's a ya. Okay. Baka was actually bakaya. So we make it an alif, but we change it into an alif maksura. This is also an alif, but without dots. Ya without dots is an alif. Okay, we read it as baka. Okay, so there it was da, da'wa. Here it is baka, bakaya. Change, same thing. Baka, bakaya. Just it's a ya. Remember that. Bab daraba. If you see, it's a ya. Okay, and you can see the ya also in the verb also, right? In there, alif. Okay, you might get confused. Oh, there's an alif. What it is? So anytime you see an alif in Naaqis, it is a wow. Right? We don't write alif like this. We write alif maksura for ya once. Baka, bakaya. There it was da'u. Same thing here, bakau. No change at all. Same thing. Because here what happens is bakaya plus wow, you drop the ya. Ya runs away. I don't want this. So there it was da'u. Here it was bakayu. And the ya dropped, so it became bakau. Bakau. Same thing. Da, da'wa, da'u. Baka, bakaya, bakau. Nothing changes. Bakau. Same thing. Fata, fata. Okay, the three babs is the same. It's the same. Fourth one, bakat. No change. Same thing. That's bakat. Same thing. Okay, so if you learn da, you learn baka. Two babs free. Buy one, get two free. Only the nasya little bit changes there. Okay, only nasya. So this two babs, even in naha is the same. Naha also says, so buy one, get two free. In the madi. Khalas, same thing. Instead of a wow, you put a ya. So baka, bakaya, bakau, bakat, bakata. Now one change. There it was dauna. Here it is bakaina. Because it's a ya, right? You cannot put a wow. So ya comes back. Bakaina. Dauna. Because ya, it's a part of a verb, right? Bakaina. Bakaita, bakaituma, bakaitum, bakaitui, bakaituma, bakaituna, bakaitu, bakaina. I cried, we cried. We all cried because we are learning this. Right? So bakaitu, bakaina. There it was da'utu. Because it's a wow. You cannot put a ya. Of course, right? This is a ya. So bakaitu, bakaina. Does not change at all. If you understand the concept, it's the same. It's the same. And it's the same. It's da, da'wa, da'u, baka, bakaya, bakau. Here in the mudare, there it was yad'u. Because it's a wow. Here it is yabki. It's a ya. Yabki you it was. So we leave it like that. Yabki. Yad'u, yad'uwani. Yabki, yabkiyani. Nothing. It's the same. Like concept is the same. I hope you're getting my point. Then yabkuna, yad'una, yabkuna. Same thing. How it is formed? Same thing. You drop the yas. Here, there drop the wows. Here, drop the yas. Right? Yabkuna, yad'una. Same thing. Tabki, tabkiyani, tabkina. Right? So that was yad'u, yad'uani, yad'una, tad'u, tad'uani, yad'una. Here, yabki, yabkiyani, tabkuna, tabki, tabkiyani, yabkina. Notice one thing. There, this and this were same. Wasn't it? So if you remember, yad'u, yad'uani, yad'una. Tad'u, tad'uani, yad'una. Here it is different. Why? Here we drop the yas. Okay, fine, we know. Here the verb, this is the kalima, lam kalima. Right? Yabki, biryani is ready, put the noon. There it was ready, but it was a wow. So it was same. Here it is not the same. This is the major change. Again, yabkina. So that's why it's confusing. Because generally, oh, it's the same, you do yabkuna. But no, it is yabkina. All girls are crying. This is the difference. Okay. Then tabki, tabkiyani, tabkuna. Okay. Here wow is the file. Then tabkina, tabkiyani, tabkina again. See now, tabkina, tabkina, same. That is why people fear this thing. Right? For feminine plural, always remember biryani is ready. Right? Put the noons. So if it is ya, don't change it into wow, please. Right? Just put the noons, put the noons, put the noons. Ready-made food available. Okay. Here we drop the yas, but here don't say yabukuna because it will become same as this, and that's the problem. So tabkina, tabkina is same here. Abki, nabki. I cry, we cry. Right? This is also confusing for many of us. Right? Why is it tabkina? Right? This thing, tabkina. So what happened? Baka. Oh, why did zoom? Okay. So what happened? Again, yabki. Okay. So this is the little, you have to think about it. Okay, let's go to yad'u again and try to do it. Yad'u, yad'uwani, yad'una. Tad'u, tad'uwani, yad'una. Now tad'u, tad'uwani, tad'una, tad'ina, tad'uwani, tad'una again. There's nothing thinking if you get used to it. Ad'u, nadu. Here you have to think. Yabki, yabkiyani, yabkuna, tabki, tabkiyani. Not yabkuna now, yabkina. Then tabki, tabkiyani, tabkuna, tabkina, tabkiyani, tabkina again. Abki, nabki. This is the slight change. Again, majzoom, we drop the yas, yabki, or yamshi, whatever. Masha yamshi or baka yabki. I usually use masha yamshi. I'm just used to it. I don't know why. All right, it's the same. Masha yamshi to walk, baka yabki to cry. You drop the yas here, majzoom, and ibki. There it was ud'u. Because it was a dhamma, you gave a dhamma. Here it is a kasra, you gave a kasra. Ibki, ibkiya, ibku. So everything else is the same. Ibki, ibkiya, ibku, ibki, ibkiya, ibkina. Cry. Why aren't you crying? Ibki, cry. Kasra because it is ibki. Tabki, it has a kasra. The ain kalima is kaf, right? So you give a kasra, right? The Amr rule, lesson 13, 14, 15. This is what? The second bab, Masha Yamshi. It's okay. That few changes here and there. Okay. A few changes here and there. Yapkina and tabkina. Okay. But it's manageable, inshallah. Then we have naha yanha. This is a mixture of two babs. So naha yanha, this is what, this is a ya, but because it has a ha, the throat letters, it became a fatah bab. So we learned bab nasaba. We understood maybe 5-10%, whatever it is. We learned bab daraba. So nasara daraba. This is fataha. Okay, naha yanha. So let's see the conjugation again. Da'a, da'awa. So take the da'a one, put it here, but with a ya twist. Or put the baka one actually. Baka one, baka, because it's the same. Naha, same as baka. Baka, bakaya, bakau. Naha is to prohibit someone, to stop something. To stop, prohibition, naha. Naha, nahaya, nahau, nahats, nahata, nahaina. Like bakaina. It's a ya, right? Obviously it's a ya. So the ya comes back. Nahina, nahita, nahituma, bakaita, bakaituma, bakaitum, bakaiti, bakaituma, bakaitunna, bakaitu, bakaina, nahita, nahituma, nahitum, nahiti, nahituma, nahitunna, nahitu, nahina. Same thing. Same rules apply like baka. So naha, the madi is same. But when it comes to mudare, it's not yanhi, like yabki. It's yanha. So something changes. Hardly you'll find changes. So yabki, yabkiyani, yanha, yanhayani. Fathas, leave it like that. Don't do yanhiyani. Okay. Just add ani with a ya opening up. Yanhayani. Then it was yabki, yabkiyani, yabkuna. But here it is fatha. So fathas are very cool. Don't change into yanhuna. No, please. Yanhauna. This is the twist here with baka. Right? Yad'u, if you remember, yad'u, yad'uwani, yad'una, right? Yabki, yabkiyani, yabkuna, both are similar. See? Yad'u, yad'uwani, yad'una, yabki, yabkiyani, yabkuna. Here it is yanha, yanhayani, because it is a fatha. Fatha is cool with vowels. Yanhauna. See? Yanhauna. We don't do yanhuna. This is the twist again. Right? So if it's going above the head, it's okay. Right? I can't help it. Right? Inshallah, when you see the lesson and so on, that's why I'm going slowly. I'm giving an intro and then we'll see the conjugation file and then we'll do it. Right? Today we're just ending this with Nasiya also. And then next class, we'll see the conjugation file, different conjugation, try to understand them again. And then we'll see the lesson, then we'll do the exercises. And then after that, you might get 20 to 30%, right? Because I understood Naaqis later on when I was doing book 3, and later on when I was teaching, I understood most of it. Like, why is it getting a fatha here? All right? So fathas, I understood that fathas, leave them. That's why yanhaun. Okay, let's go forward. Tanha, right? You prohibit. Tanha, tanhayani. Again, now what should come? Yan haina. See? Yan haina. Because fathas don't do anything. Don't touch fathas, boss. Don't change fathas into dhammas. No. And we'll see it in Nasiya also. Nasiya also we'll see. Naam. No issues here. Yan haina. Tanha, tanhayani. tanhauna, right? It's the same. Tabki, tabkiyani, it was tabkuna. But here, no dhammas. No dhammas. Tanha, tanhayani, tanhauna. Tanhauna. Fathas, leave them like that. Don't touch fathas, please. In the mudara, see, all fathas, we are not touching them. The ha is all, look at the ha's, look at the ha's, look at the ha's. We're not touching them. Never who, it will never become. No, never. Leave the fathas. So, conjugation will be like this again. Yanha, yanhayani, yanhauna, tanha, tanhayani, yanhaina, tanha, tanhayani, tanhauna, tanhai. Again, see, ina, we should do ina, right? But here there are no inas. It is also tanhaina. Right? So that what? When you're speaking to someone, still it is aina. Yes, still it is aina. Because we learned that ina should come when you're speaking to feminine person, right? Taf'alina. But no, fathas, they won't leave away. They won't run away. Never. Tanha, tanhayani, tanhaina. Same thing. Tanhaina, tanhaina. Repeat. Anha, nanha. I prohibit, we prohibit. Okay. So this is little confusing again. Okay. Da, yadu. Okay. So comparing all the three. So remember. Yad'u, yad'uwani, yad'una. We should get used to yadu now. It's easy. Yadu is the easiest of all of them. Tadu, taduani, yad'una, tadu, taduani, tad'una, tad'ina, taduani, tad'una, ad'u, nadu. Then we have yabki. Yabki, yabkiyani, yabkuna. Tabki, tabkiyani. Biryani is ready. Yabkina. Don't do yabkuna again. Like we did the yad'una. No, yabkina. Tabki, tabkiyani, tabkuna. Tabkina, tabkiyani. Again tabkina. Like we have here. Abki, nabki. Yanha, put fathas all the time. Don't put kasras or dhammas. Always in the mudare fathas. Yanha, yanhayani, yanhauna. Tanha, tanhayani, yanhaina. Tanha, tanhayani, tanhauna, tanhaina. Tanhayani, tanhaina, anha, nanha. Leave the fathas. Don't touch them. Mansub also, actually this should get fathas. See, mansub here, yabkiya we made. Here nothing will. Mansub also we leave them like that. Yanha. Leave them because it was actually yanhaya. Okay, so even the 5 in your pocket, we leave them like that. Noon drops is noon drops. Again, the majzoom, drop the weak letter, yanha. You drop the ya, I mean alif, maksura, or whatever. And inha, because it is, it's a fatha, right? So you chop this, and bring kasra. Because it has a fatha, give a kasra. Inha, prohibit. Inha, inhaya, inhau. Inhaya, inhayna. Okay, this is the second less difficult. Same thing for nasiya also. This is bab samya, last bab, finally the 4th bab. And this is also very common. Nasiya bab is, okay. So naha, nahaya, nahau. Fathas. Now it's a kasra. Nasiya, nasiya, nasau. Oh, from the kasra, if you are ever changing kasras, change into dhammas. Nasu. This is the again twist here. Never that happens. See, da, dawa, da'u. Baka, bakaya, bakau. Naha, nahaya, nahau. Here, nasiya, nasiya, nasu. What? Where's nasau? No nasaus. Because how did this happen? Nasu, how did this happen? Because you're changing into nasiya, nasiyu, this is a kasra. So kasra can never become fatha. Kasra can become dhamma. So this is the major change in Madi. And there's only this one change. So nasiya, thankfully, there's only one change in Madi. Nasu. Then you have the ya, nasiyat, nasiyata. Then nasina. Right? Nasina. Nasina is what? They all women forgot. Right? I remember this as Hasina, because in Urdu, Hasina means a beautiful girl, right? Hasina, right? So Nasina, right? Nasita, nasituma, nasitum, nasiti, nasituma, nasitunna, nasitu, nasina. So Nasina, because biryani is ready, the ya, nasi, and add a noon, right? Add a noon, khalas, nasita, nasituma, nasitum, nasiti, nasituma, nasitunna, nasitum, nasina. There's only one change, nasu, nasu. Right? Then coming to mudare, okay, yansa. There it was yanha. Here also, leave the fathas alone, same as yanha. Same as yanha, same. Yansa, yanha. Yanhayani, yansayani. Yanhauna, yansauna. Same thing. Same thing. Then tansa, tansayani. Tanha, tanhayani. Yanhaina, yansaina. Same, ditto. Tansa, tansayani, tansauna. Tanha, tanhayani, tanhauna, tanhaina, tansaina. Tansayani, tansaina. Ansa, nansa. Same as nahayana. So take yanhas, apply it here. Only in the Madi, this is changing, right? This is changing. So this mudare is same as naha yanha. Again, mansub, we leave it like that. Because why is it same? Because this is also yansa and this is a yanha. Same, right? Fatha, ain kalima fatha. Ain kalima fatha. In da'a yad'u, ain kalima had dhamma. In baka yabki, ain kalima had kasra. So that's why they're different in mudare. But here the mudare is same. So buy yanha's mudare, get yansa's mudare free. But here, naha, it has a fatha. Ain kalima ha is a fatha. Here it has a kasra. It has a kasra. Baka, bakaya, bakau, naha, nahaya, naho, nahat, nahata, nahina, bakaina. Same as baka. So by baka's madi, baka, by baka's madi, get naha's madi free. You understand? Because it's the same, right? Baka, bakaya, bakau, bakats, naha, nahaya, naho, nahat, nahata, nahina, bakaina, bakaita. I cried, we cried, bakaitu, nahaitu, I prohibited, we prohibited. Same. You see? So naha is actually, we could say, naha is a mixture. Why did I say? This is coming from baka and yanha's mudare is coming from nasiya, yansa. It's a mixture, that's why we said. So even if you don't study this, it's fine. So three important actually, yeah? Because it's a mixture, right? Madi is coming from baka and mudare is coming from nasiya. Yeah. Because ba fatah is what? Fataha yaftahu. So fataha has what? In bab daraba also fataha has a fatah, right? Daraba. The ain kalima has a fatah. And yaftahu in bab samia also yasma'u. So it is yaftahu. Fatah is there, right? Both have fathas. So that is why this is taking from this and this is taking from this. Khalas. This is what it is. Nasiya. Insa, insaya, insau. To forget. Okay. This is what it is. Naaqis. So it requires little understanding of all the verbs. I try to explain how much ever is possible. Right? But this is what it is. The easiest is da'a yad'u. Then we have baka, masha yamshi or baka yabki. Then we have nasiya yansa. These three are very important. Naha is again a mixture, right? It's khichdi, mixture of both things. Okay, inshallah. Next class, we'll look at the conjugation and see the conjugation file and try to understand it again. And then we'll start the lesson, inshallah. So weak verbs is little tricky again. The problem here is when to give fathas, when to give dhammas. That's the confusion. And when to leave it kasar. So remember, easy rule. If it is fatha, leave it, please. In mudare, I'm talking about. If it is fathas, please don't change. When do you don't change? Yanha, you don't change. Yansa, you don't change. Okay. But in yabki, you change. Yabki, yabkiyani, yabkuna. You change the kasra into a dhamma. Here, yanha, yanhayani, yanhaina. You don't do that. Or yanhuna. We change, but yansa, yansayan, sorry, you don't change. Yanhauna. You make au. I see, I made a mistake. Yanhuna, I said. It's yanhauna. You don't change. You leave the fatha. Au, you do it. Okay. Inshallah, this is what is the weak verbs. And many students are weak in the weak verbs. Because if you ask even a person who's graduate in Arabic, if you ask his conjugation, he will, if he's not, thought about it and understood, he will also falter in this. Because this is it's my view. Some people might find it easy, but Allahu Alam. It is not that easy, not that difficult. Again, don't try to master the vocabulary, conjugation at this stage, I would say. right? After book 3 and so on, you'll get it, inshallah. Right? Inshallah. But I try to explain. If there's any doubts, we can take them, inshallah. But this is what it is. I hope there are no doubts, inshallah. Because we'll get doubts if you understood anything. Okay, Jazakallahu Khair, Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.